So basically, a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, it was like probably a month after this happened, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I found myself in a very depressive state. I was not wanting to get out of bed, like, period. I was not wanting to do any form of work. And I like love work because my work is this podcast and our Lemons merch, the foundation, like it's all stuff that I love. So it's normal for me to want to work.
Yes.
I did not want to work at all. I was just aimlessly scrolling, aimlessly watching Netflix. I was having really bad anxiety attacks. I started having one and ended up texting Taylor, and I was just laying in bed and I couldn't move and I was just crying. And he came and just like laid with me. So it was kind of a lot of that was going on. And I just did not feel like myself. I could not, like, it's been a long time since I've felt majority of these things all at once.
It had been a long time since you had like a bad anxiety attack like that too.
Yeah.
Like it had been quite some time. Like this was one of those where your chest feels like it's caving in. I've never had one nearly as bad as this, but it was, you know, it's one of those rough ones.
Yeah. Where I like literally couldn't move, and Taylor, like, it was just the support of him just laying in bed with me for like 30 minutes while I couldn't move. And I was really trying to figure out what was going on, and it was making me nervous as to why I was feeling like this, because I was feeling like I was in a good place. Our traveling had slowed down a little bit. There wasn't anything really big going on.
Back in the routine of life, home. Yeah.
There wasn't anything that was like daunting on me.
Yeah.
Come to find out that basically I've been on birth control for like 10 years. I've been on birth control for a very long time. And I realized that I had been off of my birth control for about like 3 weeks. And realized that everything that I was dealing with was all like hormonal based, actually.
But why were you off your birth control?
Yes. Basically, a lot of gynecologist stuff going on here. Basically, I don't know if this is for all females how birth control works. For mine, how it works is I get like a 3-month supply, you know, at CVS every 3 months. I'll get a new thing that has 3 months in it, and it'll just automatically renew. And so it's kind of hard for me to keep track, like when the prescription needs to be fulfilled by the gynecologist. And I had like clicked the thing for CVS to like refill it, whatever. And then this was while I was on my period, so there's no more pills to be taken. I wait a week. I'm like, oh, you know, I actually still haven't heard back. I wonder if it's there. I called and they were like, no, actually we don't have it. We sent an order to your OBGYN to refill it. So I called the office, or they said they sent it, and I was like, okay, great. Waited a few more days, still nothing. I called the office and the receptionist was like, hey there, the 2 women that you've actually seen before, they both retired. I was like, great. She was like, we only have one male.
Retired.
Yes.
I literally just thought you said they both were tired.
Oh, no, they both retired.
Yes, I know what happens in this story, so I know that they retired.
Yes.
But I literally just was kind of dozing off, and I heard you say they both were tired.
No, you're the tired one. No, they both retired. I'm sure that they had lovely careers. They were both lovely women.
They probably retired because they were tired.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it's called retired. Anyways, so they retired. The receptionist is like, you can come see the other male doctor in here. He doesn't like to fulfill subscriptions unless you go and like actually see him. And I would just prefer not to see a male. Many of my friends see male gynecologists. I just would prefer not to. So I was like, there's no other females in your office, ? She was like, no, there's not. You can call your insurance and get a recommendation off of where to go. And I was like, okay, great. I'll do that. In the meantime, can he just fulfill like 1 month so I can like get back on it and I can like, have time to figure out where I'm going to go? And she was like, yeah, let me see. That shouldn't be a problem. Like I'll send it through to him. So then I wait a few more days. It doesn't go through. He doesn't approve it. So by this time, it's been like 2.5 weeks and I haven't noticed, but my hormones just, everything that I said I was experiencing, it was just like my world was actually turned upside down. Like I was absolutely unwell. My friends were like, what's wrong with you? Like you guys probably can figure out the point of time, like on social media. I was like not posting anything. Like I was just like a shell of a human for a couple weeks there. And then one day, after all this happens, I haven't put much thought into getting new birth control because I was like, I'll figure this out. Like I'll figure out someone, go see a doctor. But for the meantime, I'm like brushing my teeth or doing my hair or something. And it literally just clicks in my brain. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm literally like withdrawing from this birth control because my hormones have been on this thing for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just like freaking swinging like a pendulum. And it was, once I realized it, I like slightly felt better about it, but it was frustrating because there was like nothing I could do about it besides figure out how to get back on my birth control. But like,
at least you knew why it was happening.
Yeah.
Because that's a scary feeling when you just, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you just can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Right? And you have no idea why. You just don't feel like working. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't even feel like getting out of bed. And that was multiple, that was like 3-4 days in a row for you.
Yeah.
Where, I would just like, you'd be texting me from the bedroom.
Yeah.
And I knew she was not having a good day. And I let it go on a few days where I'm like, okay, I'll just let her not have a good day because we all have that and you'll get through it. But it's a scary feeling when you don't know why all of a sudden you're feeling that way.
Yeah. And I think too, what scared me was I hadn't felt those feelings in so long, and it made me feel like I had like regressed in all of the work that I've done. And I was like, I really don't want to be back in this place that, I was a couple of years ago.
Right.
But once we figured that out, we then, full circle moment of why my lump on my breast was somewhat helpful. I reached out to the gynecologist that I got put into contact with to go to, that then recommended me to the breast center.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to her because, I'd asked a couple friends, they all see male doctors, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to find a female. And then I ended up just reaching out to her and I was like, hey, I need this prescription filled. And she literally within minutes, I had an alert from CVS that the prescription had been filled.
She didn't even text you back.
She didn't text me
back. She never even responded to you. It just showed up.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So if anything, that saved me a lot. That was my one positive from my lump was that I gained that, and that was able to help solve the problem. I'm so optimistic. It's annoying, but
well, again, another thing I feel like for females to just know ahead of time is the effect that that can have.
I had never heard of this before. Like, obviously, I hear your hormones change when actually I don't even think I've talked about it with my friends when they go off their birth control to like get pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've actually talked about how they feel or their hormones before.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing for us to learn because when that time comes, I
be prepared.
need to clear my schedule. Just be prepared to not feel the best.
And
I think going at it with a different mindset and, taking supplements that may help or like actually being prepared, not just going into it blindly.
Yeah, because if you know that your body is going to go through that and you know why it is, it's a lot less scary.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty of you listening right now that are like, yeah, I had a very similar experience.
Yeah.
And it's like that first time sucks, but you know, the next time something like that happens, at least you will be aware of what's going on.
Yeah. No, it's so true.
There's nothing wrong with you. It's like
Yeah.
hormones.
Yeah. Which is just so crazy that your hormones can literally do that.
They certainly can.
But yeah, safe to say I'm back on my birth control now. I am feeling better than ever.
There we go.
Yeah, I actually do feel like myself again, which is nice. My girlfriends, we went out to dinner and I was like, I'm unwell. And they were like, whoa.
That was during it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. You are my healthy girl.
Healthy in all ways. We're lumpy, but we're healthy.
All right.